Hello, Internet, and welcome to my couch, where we will be discussing the BFG, both iterations, the book and the movie. Let's compare them, shall we? Now, the most interesting thing about this is that usually when you're comparing a book and a movie, the book has a lot more than the movie. But in this case, it's the movie that has a lot more than the book. It's a little weird like that. But it's completely understandable, considering the story that's in the book is, well, kind of lacking a lot. The book does a lot of exposition. I'm talking, like, probably 2/3 to 3/4 of the book is just exposition about giants and the land that they're living in. The story is so small it could probably be condensed into a 30-minute short film. So when the movie added a couple subplots about... Now I'm going to ruin it for you, so if you don't want to be ruined, you might want to stop watching altogether. But the movie added a subplot about the big friendly giant actually kidnapping another kid earlier. And the movie added a subplot about the giants finding a little piece of Sophie's blanket in their land. And while normally that would bug me, this time I kind of enjoyed that a little bit more. You see, in the book, and I'm going to ruin that for you too, so again, if you haven't watched my videos, read the book, or seen the movie, you might want to shut my video off. In the book, basically, Giant kidnaps Sophie. Sophie learns about giants. Sophie takes Giant back to England. And they capture the other giants. That's it. That's all that happens in the book. And in the movie, Sophie's kind of a caretaker at night at the orphanage, which that wasn't like that in the book. In the book, it just talks about her not wanting to get out of bed because the madam of the orphanage would punish her. That's all it really described about the orphanage. In the movie, you have a giant, the big friendly giant who couldn't talk. He could read in the movie, which was weird to me, because he couldn't read in the book. In the movie, there was the subplot about the little boy and the other giants finding the blanket that Sophie had left in Giant Country. In the movie, there's also a scene where the BFG takes Sophie back to England and says, it's too dangerous for you in Giant Country. I didn't like that part, because there was nothing like that in the book. And I'll be honest, I saw that part in the trailer, and I thought they were going to screw this movie up. Seriously, I thought they were going to ruin the BFG and make it all about how he kidnapped her because of her heart. Because that's not how it was in the book. You see, in the book, Sophie just kind of spots the giant, like, down the street, and the giant notices her looking at him. And that's the only reason that he takes her out of the orphanage. It's not because of her heart, or some silly, melodramatic Disney reason. It's just, you spotted me, I can't have you talking about me to other humans, so I'm going to snatch you away. He never takes her back to England. The whole thing takes place in probably 18 hours. 18 to probably 36 hours. That's it. That's why when I was reading this book, I was thinking to myself, how in the world are they going to stretch this into a 90-minute movie? And then I found out the movie was 2 hours long. And I was just like, no. But then I watched the movie, and the movie really takes its time. And the pacing is very concurrent with the pacing of the book. Another difference in the movie is when they're actually catching the dreams, you can see the dreams that they're catching. And there's this river that they kind of jump into and flip upside down in. And that was not in the book. In the book, the giant's just kind of running around dream country. And he's got his net and he's swooping at these invisible things that only he can see. And Sophie can't. And he just puts the invisible things in jars, and while they're in the jars, they become visible. So basically, there are some scenes that I liked in the book that were different than the ones in the movie. There were a lot of scenes in the movie that were not in the book. And, well, I think that made the story better in the movie, in my opinion. Just because I really like stories. I don't like exposition. And this book is, like I said, all exposition. Even though I like the book and the movie equally, I still would only give this story maybe 2 stars out of 5, because it's a story that could just be told in a few sentences. Girl sees giant. Giant snatches girl. Girl sees other giants. Giant and girl go back to England to capture other giants. The end. That's all there is to this story. And that's really irritating, considering Roald Dahl is considered one of the most amazing storytellers in England, or in America. Now, I did read an article about how this story was actually an ode to his daughter that died. And that's incredibly sad, but it doesn't take away from the fact that there really isn't any story here. You're just learning about the big friendly giant.